Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have another low carb, low sugar, keto friendly dessert recipe for you. I'll be making my keto chocolate strawberry cake, and I love everything about this cake because it looks and it tastes and it feels like a regular cake, except that it's keto friendly. We're going to start off with a keto chocolate sponge cake. We're going to load this cake with loads of fresh strawberry, and we're going to make a keto strawberry buttercream to bring it all together. Let me show you how I make it. And I'm going to start things off with my chocolate sponge cake, and I have 6 large eggs that I'm going to place into my mixer bowl. Now typically for a sponge cake, what I do is I combine the sugar and the eggs and whisk them together. Now in this case, because the sugar alcohol in the erythritol is going to deflate the eggs, I'm actually going to whisk just the eggs alone in the mixer. So 6 large eggs going into the mixer bowl, and I'm going to whisk them at high speed for about 4 to 5 minutes until they're really thick, voluminous, and almost white in color. Next, into my whisked eggs, I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of coffee extract or coffee emulsion. This is going to intensify that chocolate flavor. I'm just going to whisk this for another 30 seconds. And now moving on to the dry ingredients, I have 1.5 cups of almond flour. To that, I'm going to add in 1 cup of granulated erythritol. I'm going to show you guys the package that I'm using in just a second here. Going to add in a 1/3 cup of dark cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Just kind of combine that all together. And I wanted to show you guys really quick the sugar replacement products I'm using today. This is not a sponsored video by any means, but I'm going to leave an affiliate link down in the video description box below for these products that I bought off of Amazon. So this is a granulated erythritol. This is the one I'm using for the sponge cake. And then this is a powdered version of it that we're going to use for the buttercream. And it's a sugar alcohol. And this one doesn't really have a lot of after flavor, and that's what I really like about it. And I'm going to sift the dry ingredients into the eggs in 3 batches, and you want to make sure you sift it, otherwise you're going to have clumps. Super important to sift the almond flour. And then take your spatula and fold gently but thoroughly, and you want to fold from the bottom of your bowl. So just grab a spatula and gently bring it up. Now this sponge cake gets all its volume from the eggs, so it's super important to keep the eggs as light and fluffy as possible, but still mix in the dry ingredients thoroughly. And last, I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of coconut oil. Just going to pour it in gently. Just melted it in the microwave for about 30 seconds and then fold that in. You don't want to stir it in like for too long. I usually mix it in just until it's combined, so for about 30 seconds. I've lined 3 8-inch cake pans with parchment paper, and I'm leaving the sides ungreased. I'm going to try to divide this cake batter as evenly as possible between the 3 pans. And if you'd like, you can even use a kitchen scale at this time to really weigh out the batter. And I'm going to grab a little offset spatula and spread that batter evenly to the edges. And my chocolate sponge cake is ready to go into my preheated oven. I've set it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and these layers are going to bake for about 18 minutes until they're just set on the top. I'm going to take them out and let them cool completely on a wire rack, and then we'll come back to make our strawberry buttercream. For my strawberry buttercream, I've softened 2 cups of unsalted butter, and I'm going to place that into my mixer bowl. Now whenever you make buttercream, it's really important to whisk that butter first all by itself until it's really light and fluffy and creamy, and that's what I'm going to do. So once I have all my butter added, I'm going to whisk it on medium to high speed for about 4 to 5 minutes until it's really light and fluffy. And as I'm creaming this butter, I like to stop a few times and just scrape down the mixing bowl to kind of get everything incorporated and make sure I don't have any butter that's kind of left out and not getting whisked. Now that my butter is creamy and fluffy, I'm ready to add my powdered erythritol. So this measures very similarly to regular sugar. You have to add just slightly more for the same effect. I'm going to add in a few scoops at a time and just give it a good mix after each addition. And this stuff is really powdered, so you'll want to mix very slowly. And I forgot to mention that I'm adding this entire little packet of powdered erythritol. It has 454 grams or about 4 cups of powdered sugar. Now when you add it into your butter, it's just gonna go everywhere. So have to be really careful, mix it in on slow speed because it's extremely powdery. Once it's incorporated, I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the mixer speed to high and give this a really good whisk for about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of strawberry extract or emulsion. This one happens to have a little bit of food coloring. It's going to add some strawberry flavor and some color. And I also want to give my strawberry buttercream a little bit more texture, so I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of sugar-free strawberry preserves. Add that in. Now, once you add in those preserves, you don't want to over mix the buttercream. So I'm going to turn this on and give this a good whisk on medium to high speed for about 30 seconds. That's all you need. All right, so my chocolate sponge cake has cooled completely. I've removed the parchment paper off the back so the cake is ready to go. I have my strawberry buttercream ready to go, and I really like how it turned out. The powdered erythritol has absolutely no after flavor, and it's just so light and fluffy. So you get the exact same texture as regular buttercream, but without the sugar. I also diced 2 cups of strawberries, and these strawberries are what's gonna go between the cake layers. Now, let's put it together. I'm going to start by applying a little bit of the strawberry buttercream onto each cake layer. Now, these cake layers are a little bit more dry and more brittle than like a regular chocolate sponge cake because of the sugar difference. So just be really gentle and careful with them, and then grab a little offset spatula and spread that frosting evenly to the edges. I've transferred some of my buttercream into a pastry bag, and today I'm using a KETO tip number 847. I'm going to pipe a little barrier ring around the edge of the cake, and this will just help keep all those strawberries on the inside. I'm going to scoop in half of my diced strawberries. And just kind of press them into the buttercream so that they stay in place. You can also add like little dollops of extra buttercream if you want. And then add that second cake layer on top. And I love the strawberries for this chocolate strawberry cake, but this would also work really well with raspberry. So you could definitely play around with a couple different berry flavors. And I accidentally broke my cake, but that is completely okay. It's still gonna work perfectly fine for this recipe. Just gonna gently place it right on top. There you go. Now that I have this crumb coat of frosting done, I'm going to place my cake into the freezer for about 10 minutes just so that the outside can start to set up a little bit, and then we'll come back to add the final layer. And then to finish this cake, I'm going to add dollops of the frosting on top. And fresh strawberries. And then to transfer the cake onto a cake stand, what I like to do is grab a long bread knife and just run it underneath the cake. And you'll actually even start to feel it move. And then grab a little cake spatula, insert it along the other end, and then lift it and set it onto your cake stand. And now let's grab a sharp knife and cut this cake open to see what it looks like on the inside. I've had this cake sitting in my refrigerator for about an hour to let the frosting set up a little bit. Check that out. Isn't that just amazing? I love how the inside looks. You have loads of fresh strawberries. This is gonna be so good. And that's it, guys, for my keto chocolate strawberry cake. Absolutely love how stunning this cake turned out. For the full recipe, the printable recipe, head on down into that video description box. I've left a link that'll take you over to my website where you can print this recipe off and share it with your family and friends. Meanwhile, let's dig in and enjoy. And I absolutely love all the strawberries on the inside. This cake just looks so, so pretty. This chocolate strawberry cake is absolutely phenomenal. You guys are going to be just blown away how similar this keto cake is to a regular cake. The texture is spot on, the flavors, there's no weird aftertaste from the sugar replacement product. So if you guys are on a keto diet and a low carb diet, if you're just watching your sugar intake, this cake is just the answer to all your confectionery prayers. It is so delicious. Absolutely love it. Don't forget, for the full recipe, just head on down to the video description box. I hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you next time with a new one.